Hey guys, the voice of the blockchain here. Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, today we're talking about ending the Fed once again and making crypto and precious metals tax-free. I came across an article there that's quoting Congressman Ron Paul, and he's talking about a way that Bitcoin could prevent a recession out there worldwide. But first, let me shout out all my Champagne Crypto Maniac boomers out there in the foxholes of the blockchain battlefield trenches. We got guys like Toronto Crypto, FN Base, and more squadron members gathering here with their spears and Bitcoins attached to them, ready to kaboom. Shout out to Derek McLean from Chicago, Ryan Shore kabooming out there, Reed Mack. We got Crypto Maniac savages gathering here in the population of the chat box. You guys are catching champagne right when we're starting. It looks like perhaps maybe you guys got your post notification bells, their ding dings. I need you guys touching all the buttons regardless. Subscribe, like, post notification bells, ding ding, and always be cognizant of the fact that you may not get your notifications, so you need to take it upon yourself to go ahead and search for champagne in the morning on your own. Stay tuned into the good crypto word that we spread here daily. I see Silver Crypto, good morning. Lucian, good morning. Reed Mack, good morning. All the boomers are congregating. Let's check out the coin market cap. And today we're going to also be talking about ending the Fed and making crypto and precious metals tax-free. Apparently, this could prevent a recession, so says Congressman Ron Paul. He's got some bullish sentiment on the bits. This after he was a non-believer sometime not too long before. I think a few years back, he was a Bitcoin non-believer. Now he's swinging over to the Crip Walk out there. Shout out to my Crip Walkers. Let me go ahead and share my screen, turn off these coins, and see how healthy the coin market caps are looking today. Let me hit refresh and make sure that we're tuned in to the live feed here to the good crypto word. Market cap at 205 billion worldwide. We increased about 2 billion overnight. Bitcoin dominance about the same at 54%. How about it, guys? Solid as a rock with Bitcoin out there. It's looking like it's holding the ground here somewhere around 6,500, give or take a few $100s. Stable than some of the equities out there on other exchanges. Ethereum at 199, gained like 2 pounds overnight. Bitcoin Cash at 424, EOS at 527, Stellar at 22, Litecoin at 49, Cardano back at 7 cents. That's nice to see. Tether at 99 cents, trying to regain its stability out there. The funny bunny Tether coin. Monero at 103, Tron at 2, IOTA at 46, Dash at 153, and then Binance at 947, Neo $15.41, and Ethereum Classic, which we spoke about yesterday, looking sexier than Ethereum nowadays, if you ask me. This looks like the tried, true, and tested ether out here that did not act funny bunny and exchange and reverse transactions out there, if you ask me. Good morning to Jojo Wave. I see all the boomers congregating here in the chat box. Good morning to all you maniacs. Let's look at the heavy hitters today. Chainlink booming again. How about it, boomers? This is a memer out there that continues to boom out there. Shout out to the Chainlink, the Link Marines out there. Chainlink at 44 on the rankings. Then we got Horizon, never heard of it. Loopring is booming as well. Dropple, Theta, Ardor. And then you got Icon down there. The Korean Ethereum is booming up 5% today. Let's look at the losers. Losers are Crypto Next, never heard of it. Nano, Rayblocks down as well. Dentacoin, Eternal Token, PoonDX. And then Monero. Well, Monero's, it's about the same. Monero's down, but it's only 0.25%, so I wouldn't be concerned with that. You know how I feel about Monero, possibly the last true boomer on the coin market cap out there. Lucian says Weiss had an interesting post with arguments about coins they recommend to buy now. There were only 4: Cardano, EOS, Ripple, and Stellar. I'm not so fond of Ripple and Stellar, but you know, I like Cardano and EOS, so I'm agreeing 50% with them. Derek McLean says market don't stay flat. This shows all the corruptions going on behind the scenes. I think that, you know, arguably this shows that there's some stability. I don't know if this is proof of corruption behind the scenes. Stability is what people want. So I'm not sure if I agree with that, but you know, I can look at it your way as well. But let's see. Queen's Racist says, did you see you can send Litecoin through Facebook Messenger now? I haven't tried it yet, but let me know what you think. Well, I'm not on Facebook. I think it's trash, along with Twitter and the rest of the social media sites that get you to do all the work and monetize your content, so you don't catch champagne out there on those networks. We've been on the books and the grams way too long, but you're talking about sending Litecoin through the FB Messenger, and I would take that as a good thing, I guess. More adoption there with Litecoin. You know how I feel about the lights out there. I think that the lights, there's a place for it. It was ranked 7 out of 10 yesterday on that live stream that we did yesterday, and we spoke about all the top 20 cryptos. I encourage you guys to check out yesterday's live stream. We checked out the scores and rankings according to a gentleman out there on this article that was ranking, and then we give our responses or whatnot. And I believe Litecoin got a 7 out of 10, one of the top scores out of the top 20 out there. So let's see what happens. Trader says nano. Okay, Silver Crypto says steam it for the win. Silver, I'm a Steamosaurus out there, but Steam is, it's been slowly declining in value, although today we see it in the green against Bitcoin, 1.5%. So I'm questioning whether it's a good time to be stacking up on Steam. Has it hit his rock bottom? Because I don't think Steam's going to go away. So, maybe a good time to accumulate out there. So let's see. I haven't accumulated more, but let's see where this all goes to. Guys, today we're talking about ending the Fed, according to Ron Paul, making crypto and precious metals tax-free. I want to make this clear. You know that champagne is a precious metal boomer out here. Shout out to my metalheads, my gold and silver hodlers out there. I believe that the precious metal and crypto are brothers, and that they can coexist in the space as true sound money and a true sound way of storing value out there worldwide. I have this article linked down below from cryptodaily.co.uk, written by Adrian Barkley, referring to this article over there on CCN. In a recent blog post called "Trump is Right, the Fed is Crazy" by Ron Paul, he talked a little bit about ending the Fed and perhaps using Bitcoin and how it could perhaps prevent a recession. Paul wrote in the blog post, "It is likely that the next Fed-created recession will come sooner than later," said Mr. Ron Paul. "This could be the major catastrophe that leads to the end of fiat currency." Now, shout out to Ron Paul. He's one of the first out there in the Congress that really started sounding the alarms, letting the NPCs know, the MSM and the rest of the normies out there, of the potential hazards of a centralized banking system like the Federal Reserve acting funny bunny out there, revealing the Wizard of Oz for the fraud that it is out there, and letting us know that it's not a boomer. He goes on to say he said that the Federal Reserve's cyclical manipulation of interest rates actually gives fuel by creating an artificial economic boom. In the blog post, he's quoted as saying, "This can create an illusion of prosperity. Eventually, reality catches up to the Federal Reserve created fantasies. When that happens, there is a recession or worse, leading the Fed to start the whole boom and bust cycle over again." These are quotes from the blog post that Mr. Ron Paul wrote not too long ago. Okay, and let's see what he says here about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, talking about removing the taxes out there. He says not only should we audit the Federal Reserve, but we should get rid of it. So you know how I feel about it. I agree. And I encourage you guys to check out the book written by Mr. Ron Paul and the Fed when he gets into more detail as to the funny bunny out there. The funny bunny out there. Snipe him out the box. Indeed. According to Paul, the only way to avoid such a crisis is to give people the freedom to use the virtual currencies and to exempt all transactions in precious metals and cryptos from capital gains taxes and other taxes. Okay, he thinks that it's likely that the next Fed-created recession will come sooner than later. This could be a major catastrophe that leads to the end of the fiat currency. And according to Mr. Ron Paul, the only way to avoid such crashes prices is to give people the freedom to use virtual currencies and exempt all transactions in precious metals, that includes gold and silver, and cryptos, from capital gains taxes and other taxes. So you want to put America and the rest of the Western world back into competition with the entire globe. We need to remove these capital gains taxes out there, and we need to make the market freer, bring back more manufacturing over here, and more prosperity over to our side, guys. Indeed, PM's tax-free in Oz. Boom, says Why We War. Guys, you guys know the deal. Little by little, the normies are starting to become awake out there to the straw men, to the cowardly lion, to the tin men out there on the road, on the yellow brick road to the Emerald City, the Federal Reserve. That is ran arguably by this hoax of Wizard of Oz. I encourage you guys to check out the video link down below. I'm going to keep plugging it into your minds. The NPCs and the hidden symbolism of behind the Wizard of Oz. It's linked down below. Only in Toto, guys. Only in Toto will we find our way back to Kansas out here with some sound money, with the yellow brick road and whatnot. Also, check out this article, which is the original article. Ex-Bitcoin skeptic Ron Paul says crypto could prevent recession. Here's Ron out here. Shout out to Ron, a boomer if you ask me. And his son Rand Paul was one of the first that actually ran a campaign to accept cryptocurrencies back in I think 2016, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even earlier. I'm not sure exactly when. Here's another interesting tweet by Mr. Ron Paul. This was back last year. He tweeted, "A wealthy person wants to gift you $10,000. You get to choose in which form you'll take the gift. But there's a catch. You must keep the gift in the form that you choose and can't touch it for 10 years. So someone wants to give you 10 grand. You can keep it, but you can't touch it for 10 years. In which form do you want to take the gift? In Federal Reserve notes, paper currency, in gold, in Bitcoin, or in a 10-year U.S. Treasury bond?" Now, more than 50% of those that responded to this survey here on Twitter said Bitcoin, 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 more bits, more bits, more bits. Kaboom to that. They don't want the Federal Reserve notes. They don't want a 10-year U.S. Treasury bond. And some do want gold, but the majority smell the boom that Bitcoin is cooking in the crypto oven, turning on the broiler 450 and beyond. Let me throw a little bit of coins off the ceiling for that one. Check it out, indeed. Looks like the boomers that are tuning into Mr. Paul know what's really going to kaboom in the next 10 years with the bits, and the more bits. He's quoted on saying, "Bitcoin is very exciting and it's booming, but Bitcoin investors don't have a long-term perspective. What's it going to be like in 10 years? And even though they don't know, most people are inching towards believing that the bits are going to supersede gold, treasury bonds, and Federal Reserve notes in their value increasing over in the next 10 years, if I'm not saying that correctly." Shout out to Why We War, Silver Crypto, Queens Racist, Derek McLean, Trader Ritudo, Lucian Bobak, Jojo Wave, and the rest of the maniacs. Let me turn off these coins and these kabooms out there. Let me throw another bomb for the maniacs. Indeed. Shout out to all my walkers worldwide. Hedge against the dollar, kind of like insurance. And that's what it is. Gold and Bitcoin seems like to be a solid hedge of the dollar. And according to Ron Paul, the Fed, with the manipulation out there, can lead us to another recession sooner than later. We've seen the stocks kaboom in the past couple of years. That could be due to more free money that's being printed out there. There's more money to just buy everything up. So it could be hyperinflation out there. We don't know directly, but we need to be cognizant of everything out there. Always have one in the chamber, get ready, have the storm shutters prepared just in case, you know, the winter storm blows, this Bitcoin winter storm blows. We don't know. Okay, you can wear $250,000 gold necklace on an international flight. Try taking $10,000 in cash. Indeed, Why We War. You're right. You're right. Indeed. Shout out to all my gold heads, my metal heads out there. I think that gold, precious metals, and crypto, they're not opposed to each other. They work in tandem out there as a good hedge against this funny bunny fiat system that's handled by the centralized banks. Indeed. Some are down under. Shout out to Why We War. MineLab, GPX, make your own future. Never heard of that one out there. Never heard of that one. I've never heard of that one. Bang to Why We War and the rest of the boomers out there. Derek McLean says, that's not a use case, though. You can use any fiat to hedge against the dollar. That's absolutely incorrect. All the fiats are somehow pegged to the dollar. It's the one that leads the pack. It's like saying that you're going to hedge against Bitcoin using altcoins. It's backwards thinking. That's not where it's at. Silverhead, just wait until it runs out. Shout out to Roger Ripple. I haven't seen you in a kaboom to Roger, another high-ranking official there in the population of the chat box. I see you maniacs out there. If you want to hedge against fiat currency, hedging against fiat currency with another fiat is not the way to do it. You want to hedge on something that has some sort of limited circulating supply that cannot be manipulated by a third party, like gold and like Bitcoin. You can't forge a Bitcoin out there. You can't just counterfeit a Bitcoin. You need to actually mine it, and it's going to cost at least $5,000 worth of resource to mine out there, as opposed to fiat currencies that can be printed out of thin air. Let me ask you guys, how much does it cost to print a dollar bill? The same amount that it costs to print a $100 bill. That should let you know how funny bunny the system really is. Now, how much does it cost to mine a Bitcoin? Different than the cost that it takes to mine an ether out there. So that's what it is out there. Metal gold detector says Why We War. GPX, I got to look into that. Thanks for letting me know. CryptoZilla has entered the population of the chat box. Good morning. CryptoZilla got noticed late. Not all fiat is hedged to the US dollar. The US dollar is the supreme fiat out there, Derek. I think that you need to do a little bit more knowledge as to what fiat really is. But there's no reason to argue about it. If you'd like to go ahead and pick up more fiat, be my guest. We'll continue to stack these bits out here and continue on the yellow brick road back to Kansas. Kaboom to that. More bits and more gold worldwide. Let's look at the prices of precious metals, which we haven't checked here in a long time on these live streams. Look at gold right now trading at $12.32, on the rise actually today. You can see it $1,232 for an ounce of pure gold out there. And you got silver that is the lowest it's been in years, and it's also going up as well. Silver's at $14 an ounce out there, almost $15 an ounce. I think that the upside for silver is a lot greater than the upside for gold, meaning that I think silver can increase in value more than gold can in the short to midterm. I think silver has more room to grow. I can see silver going to $30 before I can see gold going to, $2,500 or whatnot. Okay, so shout out to my metal heads. And at the same time, silver has some applications in industrial manufacturing that gold may not have. We know that gold is used on some electronics or whatnot, but not a lot of gold. Silver can be used, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Champagne is not an engineer out there, so, I can't go ahead and tell you exactly, but my understanding is that silver can be used in some manufacturing applications more than gold, if I'm not mistaken. Good morning to Gold Futures, no fiat. We know he loves the gold out there, stacking gold daily. Kaboom to another high-ranking official there in the population of the chat box with the big, long sniper gun shooting at whatever moves. Derek McLean says being the reserve currency is not the same as being backed or pegged. That's 100% fact. That's not what we're discussing out here. I think we're not arguing about the same thing. Why We War says 1 ounce of silver available. You can spend $14,000 on 1K ounce and be one in a million. Says Why We War. I'm not reading that correctly, but my understanding is that you could pick up silver and be one in a million. So if that's what you're trying to explain, I agree. They say silver is in the solar panels, says Queen's Races. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm understanding that silver can be used in all kinds of different manufacturing applications, and that the demand, according to many out there, could increase in the future as there's more hardware that uses silver. 1 billion ounces available, says Why We War. Okay. 1 billion ounces available. And if I'm not mistaken, is it Mexico that's mining a lot of silver? Who's the main producer of silver right now? And we do know that the markets out there are manipulated with silver somehow. We could talk about that. I'll probably do another video about the precious metal manipulation. Silver is more useful than gold, but gold costs more. I think you're right there, Derek. I think there is more applications with silver, but gold is, has been a standard for thousands of years. 1 billion divided by 1,000 equals 1 million. Why we war? Okay, you got it. Kaboom to Reed Max 77. He says, end the Fed and free the crypto. $5 tip there in the population of the chat box. Let me throw a little fiat off the ceiling. I appreciate it there, Reed Max 77. Do you have 5 on it, boomers? Reed Mac has set the standard here to jump into the cipher, the session of the population of the chat box. Do you have 5 on it? Shout out to Reed Mac. I appreciate you, Reed Mac. Keep booming out there. Another long gun sniper, high-ranking official there in the population. Thanks again. Gold Fuchsia says that silver has been used in solar, but gold is not 100% necessarily. Okay, I think gold has been used in solar as well, so both have, right? I'm a little confused as to the applications of gold and silver, but my understanding is in line with Derek that silver is more useful than gold in certain applications, but I don't know if that's true. Roger Ripple said, did you hear Ethereum gave an Ethereum Classic 250 grand for research? I don't know. I didn't know that. That's interesting information. I got to tune into that. Right now, we talked about this yesterday. Ethereum Classic is looking way more sexy than Ether is right now. It's looking like the tried, true, and tested crypto out there, if you ask me. Check out Bitcoin 6307. Silver kills bacteria. Okay. I didn't know that either. Thanks for letting me know about that one. That's very interesting. Donation Hype says, Jojo Wave, Reed Mac with the $5 here in the population of the chat box. The super chat is open. Drop a little paper currency in there. Follow the leader there, Reed Mac, showing love here in the population. I appreciate it out there. Gold Fuchsius agrees that silver kills bacteria is very true. Didn't know about that. It makes sense. I mean, I've noticed that some of the doctor's utensils are they stainless steel or are they silver? I think they're trying to mimic silver, if I'm not mistaken. But, I may be wrong. I'm a little not educated as to the applications of those precious metals. But, I'm still stacking a little bit of silver coins. I know Gold Fuchsius out there is definitely a precious metal head. Last time I checked his Steam It page, he was sharing all kinds of coins he had there in his stash out there. Go check out Gold Fuchsius Steam It page. He's definitely got all kinds of nice coins. Queen's Races is agreeing. Yes, silver does have those applications. Silver kills bacteria. Okay. Born with a silver spoon. Exactly. Okay, you're right. Thanks for putting me on. It's each one teach one there in the population of the chat box. And No Fiat, Go Fuchsius No Fiat says you could check him there on Steam It at No Fiat if you'd like to check out his coins. He definitely has a nice collection that I've checked out. Queen's Racist says, on APMEX, you can buy gold and silver with Bitcoin, just so that you know. We know that, and thanks for reminding us, Queen's Racist. That's not the only website that you could buy precious metals using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. I think there's others. If you guys want to chime in and let us know other websites that you could buy metals using crypto. Okay, so it's definitely an option out there. Thanks for reminding us out there, Queen's Racist. Derek McLean says silver should cost more than gold because silver is more useful. Maybe, you may be right, but, have you thought of that silver supply may be higher than gold? And that's probably why the price is lower, because the circulating supply is higher than gold. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just thinking, if the supply is higher on silver than there is of gold, then, supply and demand is just what it is. Is there more silver than there is gold? And that could explain the price out there. Why We War says ainsly.com.au. I think that's another website. I don't know how to pronounce, but ainsly.com.au. I think that could be another website that you could buy precious metals with. Never heard of that one, so I can't co-sign it. I'm kind of going blank right now of other websites. I know APMEX. And I'm going completely blank. And I used to frequent some of these websites that allow you to buy precious metals using Bitcoin. Is it APMEX? You guys help me out there. I think you guys know better than me. It's APX. And there's another one that's pretty popular out there. I'm going blank. Maybe somebody can help me out there in the population and remind us of those websites that allow you to buy precious metals with crypto. SD Bullion. There you go. Exact. Thanks a lot there. No fiat. SD Bullion is another one. That's another popular one that allows you to buy precious metals using crypto. There's one with bullion in the name. There it is, Crypto Stacks, SD Bullion. Yeah, that one's pretty legit. I've seen that one as well. I think no fiat. You've used that one before. Let us know if you've used AP Max or SD Bullion. I believe these sites are legit, if I'm not mistaken. Just because something is rare shouldn't make it worth anything. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. At the end of the day, you know, the circulating supply does play a factor on a product's value if there is a demand. So, you know, it's the circulating supply and the demand for it. So you're right. Just because something's rare, it doesn't make it worth anything. But if you put that in with the demand, that's what equals the value. Okay, CryptoZilla said, my friend just used JM Bullion. Yeah, that's another one as well. JM Bullion and then SD Bullion. And Gold Fuchsia says that SD Bullion is an excellent site. And I know that's legit because I've seen No Fiat's coins. He's always posting coins there on Steem. And although it's been a while since he shared some new ones. But yeah, that definitely legit. JM Bullion has great selection, but they pissed me off, so I stopped using them, says Gold Fuchsius. Okay. AI Ensley got into crypto last year, but have been bullion dealers for 100 years, says Why We War. I haven't heard of that one, but thanks for letting us know. Crypto Stack says JM Bullion is the one that he's been thinking of. CryptoZilla says, or become a friend with a jeweler. You got it. If you're just tuning in, it's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest. We've been talking about ending the Fed, the funny bunny out there. Sniping it out the box. Revealing the Wizard of Oz for the fraud and hoax that he really is out there. All these holographic images, bunch of smoke out there. The big bad wolf is not as bad as you think. Only in Toto can we follow sound money via the yellow brick road and perhaps arguably Bitcoin, which is the digital gold, and make our way back to Kansas out there. Kaboom to that. Guys, check out the video I have down below. NPCs and the hidden symbolism of Wizard of Oz out there. NPCs and the hidden symbolism behind the Wizard of Oz down there. Check it out and stay tuned in to the allegory. Gold Fuchsia says JM won't ship to the UPS store. Okay, that's probably why he's not using JM and favors SD instead. Smooth Operator has entered the population of the chat box. Says, Champ, are you using Coinbase for selling crypto? I'm afraid if I withdraw to my bank account, they're going to screw me over with taxes, so I won't get anything in the end. I'm not a tax attorney out there, and I'll let you guys know that if you're selling cryptos on major exchanges like Coinbase that know who you are, chances are that you're going to have to be honest. So, I mean, I don't recommend anybody trying to do any tax evasion out there. You're going to have to be honest, contact the tax lawyer. I can't help you with that one out there. You know, I can't give any tax advice. I just, you know, I have nothing to say about that. I have nothing to say about that. It's up to you, Smooth Operator. Champagne's not the tax daddy out here. Queen's Races, kaboom! $3 in the population of the chat box here. A little more super chat. A little fiat dropping off the ceiling there. Thank you, Queen's Races. I appreciate it. He says, fiat to crypto, make gains, then get silver and gold. I like that. I like that. I'm not mad at anybody stacking the precious metals out there. We know for sure that they're going to hold their value. Will they kaboom? Maybe not, but I'll tell you this. Gold Fuchsia says, I'd probably agree. And we're back. And we're back. We got knocked offline here. For a second, it looks like we got hit with another IED out there. We got hit with an IED, but we're back. It's all good. Champagne's back connected, successfully connected. Why We War says precious metals are a store of wealth. Indeed. Donation hype. Thanks again to Queen's Races. I appreciate you. Champ is under attack again. CryptoZilla, it looks like every 4th or 5th day we get under attack out here. I have no idea. I've already contacted the service providers, checked out everything on my end. I'm squeaky clean out here, directly connected. So this has to be on YouTube side. You know what the deal is. But any which way, we're continuing to boom out here, and we're connected back in the green, so it's all good. Why We War thinks it's aliens. We've been streaming for about 31 minutes with 31 crypto maniacs in the population of the chat box. We've been talking about ending the Fed, making crypto and precious metals tax-free. According to Mr. Ron Paul, that could prevent a recession. You could read this article, and this provides some quotes from a recent blog post written by Mr. Ron Paul. The title of the blog post that he wrote is "Trump is Right, the Fed is Crazy." That's by Mr. Ron Paul. He's a congressman out there. And in that blog post, he wrote that it is likely that the next Fed-created recession will come sooner than later. This could be the major catastrophe that leads to the end of fiat currency. Now, according to Paul, the only way to avoid such a crisis is to give people the freedom to use virtual currencies and to exempt all transactions in precious metals and cryptocurrencies from capital gains taxes and other taxes out there. One could argue that taxation is just theft up and down. Okay, that's what it is. That's a whole nother stream out there. But tell me what you think about that. Do you agree with Mr. Paul out there? Drop a comment in the population of the chat box. This is out of Crypto Daily, and you can read more about this on ccn.com. ccn.com also shared this information along with Ron Paul's tweet from, I believe, last year, where he wrote, "A wealthy person wants to give you $10,000. You get to choose in which form you'll take the gift. But there's a catch. You must keep the gift in the form that you choose, and you can't touch it for 10 years. In which form would you take the gift?" Now, 54% of those responding to this survey said Bitcoin, 36% said gold, only 8% said the U.S. Treasury bond, and 2% said Federal Reserve notes, which are paper currency. Imagine that. Kaboom out there. Rafter Man, our most gratuitous population member in the population of the chat box, dropping his daily $2, sniping at whatever moves. I appreciate you, Rafterman, always giving me positive energy. Rafterman, you're definitely a boomer. Thanks again, and thanks for your positive energy, guys. You guys don't notice it, but or maybe you do. You guys hype up champagne in the morning. It's the highlight to my day. Definitely that positive energy, a little bit of fiat here, a couple positive comments is what keeps me going out here, keeps me pulling weight and being positive on the networks, looking like 300 Spartans by the end of the year. I need you with your Bitcoin shield, with your Bitcoin spear out there. I'm getting stronger every single day. Kaboom to that. Thanks again, Rafterman. Smooth Operator says some TA experts are saying EOS will break in half soon. And Tom Vase is saying ETH will go to 15. Listen, you know, I respect these TA guys, okay, because they do something that I don't do. But I'll keep it 1,000 with you. I don't think these TA guys know any more than anybody else. I mean, it looks fancy with the charts and whatnot, but again, I don't think that you can apply the same logic that you would apply to the legacy financial system and charting stocks and bonds to crypto. Now, some things may cross over, but I don't think that it's completely equal if you ask me. But, you know, I don't think that EOS is going to break in half. I think EOS is going to hold its line out there, and I don't know if Ethereum is going to go to 15 either. I actually doubt both of that. But listen, shout out to Tone Vase. He's been in the game longer than Champagne has. So, you know, maybe he's right. Maybe he's wrong. I just don't know. Lucian Bobach said you should check this on YouTube. Introducing IronX, a world-class crypto exchange, says Lucian. Okay, I'll check that out. Thanks for letting us know. Lucian Bobach thinks it's great time for Cardano. Jojo Wave says donation hype for Rafterman. Thanks a lot, Rafterman. I appreciate you. Rafterman says you remind us of why we are here. Thanks, Rafterman. It's stuff like that that's even more important than the $2 out there. Letting me know that, you know, you guys are feeling the energy. keep me going out there. I appreciate you, Rafterman. Thanks a lot. Sorian says, yo, Lucian, shout out to Sorian. Every time I see you, Sorian, I swear I picture you as a European, or was it you're at a Romania, a power lifter. I think you sound like a power lifter to me, Sorian. I know I said this before, but that's definitely something positive. CryptoZilla said, looking at history and predicting the future is often wrong, says CryptoZilla. Yeah, you know, you just, because something happened in the past, that doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. But sometimes things are correlated, so you don't know. So you got to check out the history for maybe some insight, but you're right. Derek McLean, it says, if you want to avoid Bitcoin taxes, just buy your own Bitcoin NTM and set the fees to 0, says Derek McLean. Yeah, I have no idea about avoiding taxes or whatnot. Champagne, you know, I'm not a tax specialist, and I wouldn't advise anybody to break the law. You know, follow the law and, you know, do everything within the law. Sorian George says Cardano will be the top 3 at the end of the year. I'll tell you this much. Cardano seems to be one of the more speculated on coins here in the population of the chat box. I see that a lot of boomers are smelling a boom coming soon with Cardano. So hopefully they're right. Gold Fuchsia says, gotta run, everyone. Have a great day. Keep booming out there. No fiat. Thanks for letting us know about those precious metal websites. Sorian George says, I work hard, champ. Good for you, Sorian. Stay strong out there. Stay strong. Kaboom to you. Crypto Farmer with the kabooms. And the boomers are here, guys. We've been streaming for about 37 minutes, 33 maniacs here in the population of the chat box. When you picture the boomers, picture 300 crypto Spartans on the line out there, holding the line worldwide. We're not going to let this drop out here. Crypto's here to stay. This is sound store of value on the internet. The gold of the internet is what we believe. And the new global currency standard already is what at least Champagne believes. I think this has already occurred. It's just gone over so many people's heads that they haven't realized it yet. Bitcoin ATMs are required to know your customers on users, and they're under close watch. It's only a way to avoid fees for the owner, but if they think it's for tax evasion, think again. There you go. CryptoZilla is letting you know to stay aware out there. You know, don't go for the funny bunny out there, guys. And if you're earning, stay within the law. There's no reason to create another problem out there. If you have problems with taxes or whatnot, let's talk about it out in the open, and you know, fix the law within the system. You know, and you know, do it like Ron Paul does. You know, make these blog posts and educate the masses, the normies out there, and let them know that we need to remove some of these laws out here and get lower taxes or no taxes at all. Sorian George says, big question between Icon and Steem. Which one do you think is better? Now, I couldn't tell you which one is better because I have not used both of them. Okay, I've only used Steem. I know a little bit of Icon. It says that they're the Korean Ethereum, but I don't know much about it. Steem, I've used it a lot. So, you know, I'm going to go with Steem, but that doesn't mean that Icon could not be better. I don't know. Okay, I'm just only familiar with Steem. I don't know anything about Icon other than, you know, it's like a Korean Ethereum. I've never held it. I've never used it. As opposed to Steem. Steem is one of my favorite blockchains to use. Now, I'll let you know that the volume of Steem has gone down a lot. And one thing that could be negative with the Steem blockchain is that there's some sort of hyperinflation. I don't think that there's a fixed circulating supply. If you don't like taxes and want to avoid them, then go to a place that don't tax like Puerto Rico, says CryptoZilla. Indeed, indeed. We've talked about Puerto Rico being a tax haven for cryptocurrencies. You may want to check out a video that I did put Champagne Crypto Puerto Rico there on the YouTubes, and it should come out. Jojo Wave says, in his opinion, trading back and forth between crypto and fiat is where they get you on taxes. Just buy and hodl to minimize your tax burden. That makes sense as well. Smooth Operator says he has everything in OMG. I got tired of trading. I'm just holding from now on. We send our positive energy out there to OMG. OMG looked a little more attractive to me sometime back in 2017, and it looks like it's gone a little silent. But I have nothing negative to say about OMG, so I send my positive energy out there to you, Smooth. Crypto Stack says, with these midterm elections coming up, do your research and vote. that the candidates who want to cut taxes and are crypto friendly. Indeed, that's why we want to make sure that we elect candidates that are crypto friendly, people that want to bring down the taxes and help the economy boom. Because if we want to stay competitive in this global industry, there's small countries out there that have zero taxes or very little taxes, and they're letting exchanges set up in their country or whatnot. And in the meantime, a lot of these crypto, like BitMEX, for instance, they don't want to serve United States customers because of all the funny bunny laws and whatnot. So, you know, we got to remove the regulations out there if we want to stay competitive. Mark D has entered the population. He says it's time to accumulate until we boom in the next 12 to 15 months. Hopefully that's true. I think that, you know, I'm waiting patiently. It could take longer. We don't know. I definitely think the boom's going to come by right before 2020 when the halvening comes. But I mean, it may occur a little bit earlier. Derek McLean says, Champ, how do you feel about the caravan of migrants coming to the U.S. from Central America? You know, I don't really get into politics or what. But, you know, the bigger question is who's funding these migrants and who's paying for the buses to keep them moving towards the border. That's the bigger questions. How do I feel about the actual migrants? A lot of those people in that caravan, maybe they're looking for a better life and they don't know what's going on. You know, who knows? But the bigger question is that who's funding the buses and whatnot. I'm not so mad at the migrants. I'm mad at those that are funding them and using the migrants as a political tool. Smooth Operator says he's sure of it. If OMG completes Plasma and DEX, it's going to jump into the top 10. Let's see. Let's see. I have nothing bad to say about it. And I know there's been some bullish sentiment back, you know, like last year or whatnot. But if I'm not mistaken, Cliff High was really booming on it. But, you know, since it's gone silent. So let's see. Derek McLean says that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, you know, these migrant caravans, I mean, who got them all together? Who's the one that's paying for the buses or whatnot? You know, what's the force behind it? Because if the migrants have no money, how could they get on the buses or whatnot? So, you know, again, Champagne doesn't talk about politics out here because, like I said yesterday in yesterday's live stream, some of the politics that gets a little catty and people back and forth and complaining out there. Champagne wants to talk about results. I want to talk about booming. I want to talk about becoming a better man. I want to talk about self-improvement. I want to talk about lifting more. I want to talk about securing our own private bags. I want to talk about ending the Fed. I want to talk about cryptos and precious metals being tax-free. Shout out to Jay Shah and the Fed. Kaboom. Check out Ron Paul's post. I have everything linked down below, how Bitcoin could prevent a recession and what Ron Paul says about making cryptos and precious metals tax-free. Indeed. All right, guys, I'll take a few more comments and questions. We've been on for about 43 minutes. We got 33 maniacs here in the population of the chat box. I encourage you guys to go hit the gym, spend at least 1 hour of your day outside, get some vitamin D on your skin out there, and recharge. I know a lot of the boomers are behind the computer, behind that blue screen way too long. Your backs are hunching over, your neck's hunching over. Stand up, suck your gut in, you know, stand up straight out there, get a good posture, and go breathe outside out there. And enjoy reality and nature out here. So many people living in the simulation way too long. Unplug from the matrix a little bit. Hit that heavy bench, says Mark D. Indeed. Hit all the heavy exercises, all the compound exercises, those barbell exercises, the squat, the bench, the deadlift, the overhead press. Indeed. Kaboom, the like, says Grafterman. Indeed. Cryptozilla says, but if someone has bought crypto on an exchange like Coinbase this year, and if the bits shoot up crazy before the end of the year, you will have a tax liability to pay capital gains. And again, you know, Champagne's not the one to talk to about tax liabilities or whatnot. This is not the tax channel, but that could be true. So, you know, make sure you consult with a professional when it comes to that. Jojo Wave says, start the month off right with a 5x5. Indeed, and it's the program that I've been following, and I'm about already almost done with that program. I've been following it since around the beginning of the summer, June or July. So it's been some time now. I've been on the 5x5. And if you guys don't know what that is, I encourage you to check out stronglifts.com. This is a beginner to intermediate strength training program that only focuses on the main compound exercises like bench, press, like deadlift, like squats, and overhead press. The point of the program is to make you strong out there before you start doing these bodybuilding exercises and all this other stuff that most of the young ones do. You shouldn't be doing any bro splits before you get strong. Derek McLean, he wants to start off the month right with a 4x4 from Wendy's. Nah, never that. We're skipping the fast food out here. We'll let the women and children eat the fast food and the rest of those Halloween candies, and we'll continue to eat high protein and good saturated animal fats out here, staying strong, looking like Spartans for the end of the year out there. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Jojo, thanks for tuning in. Derek, thanks for tuning in. Rafterman, thanks for the love there in the population of the chat box. Mark D, thank you. Jay Shaw with a $2 there at the last minute. I appreciate you, Jay Shaw. I haven't seen you here in the population before, but I welcome you, Jay. And welcome to the platoon, to the squadron. Another sniper there in the foxhole, Jay Shaw, that says, this worthless fiat means absolutely nothing to me. You know, I can definitely relate to you, Jay Shaw. We're doing our best here to reveal the fraud that the Wizard of Oz is. With the yellow brick road, we'll make our way back to Kansas. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have this video linked down below, NPCs and the hidden symbolism behind the Wizard of Oz. Mac Jameson says no capital gain tax liability unless you sell. I don't know if that's true or not, but again, this is not the tax channel, so you may want to tune into someone else except Champagne when it comes to taxes, because I'm not the pro with that. CryptoZilla says no soy on keto. No, absolutely. We skip all the soy. Soy's been linked to increasing estrogen, so we don't want any estrogen flowing through our bodies out here. We want to increase the testosterone. Shout out to CryptoZilla on the ketogenic diet. How's it going for you, CryptoZilla? Any results out there? Jojo Wave says donation hype. Indeed. Thanks a lot to Jay Shaw. I'll wait for CryptoZilla's response and a couple more comments and questions before I tuned out. I let you guys know that I was on the ketogenic diet. It looks like CryptoZilla jumped on it. I lost about 20 pounds. I got into a weight that I like, and then I got off the ketogenic diet because I don't want to lose any more weight. And right now I'm on a maintenance, eating carbs, but not too many. Jay Shaw says, I've been lurking in the shadows from day one. I'm a 300 ninja. Well, welcome here. Welcome to the population from being out of the shadows here into the light. Let there be light. Let there be Litecoin or whatever coin that you're holding out there, Jay. I appreciate you. Keep booming, and don't be shy. Drop a comment here. It's all love. If you're single, make under 10K, you don't have to pay taxes, says Queen's Races. I don't know if that's true or not, but hopefully it is. Mac Jameson lost 6 pounds in 4 weeks on the carnivore diet in October. Shout out to the carnivore diets. I haven't followed that, but I've definitely done some research. I know about Dr. Jordan Peterson. I know about his daughter, and I've seen other people that have gotten some great results by eating only meat out there. And some of them have removed a lot of the symptoms from their autoimmune diseases as well. So you may want to look into that. I haven't done it, so I can't attest to it, but from the research that I've done, it seems like it may be a boomer. CryptoZilla says, I'm going strong and feel good, but not shedding much yet, says CryptoZilla. It can take time for some, but I'm not worried. All right, that's good, CryptoZilla. You may want to make sure that you're actually in ketosis, because if you are in ketosis, you should already be losing some weight. That's why I do recommend the urine testing strips. That way you can hold yourself accountable. They're about $10 for the strips, and that way, make sure that you're in ketosis. And that way there is no doubt that you're following the plan to a T. Kaboom to Jay Shaw, another $2. He says, crypto rules. I appreciate you, Jay. Thanks for the love out there. $2 there from Jay in the population of the chat box. Let me throw a little fiat out there. You guys catching my back out there. Even if it's $2, $1, or no money at all, just a good positive comment keeps me going. I appreciate you there, Jay. Thank you. Derek McLean says, I heard from a doctor that the best body type is skinny and tone. What do you think about this? You know, it depends on what your definition of skinny is and what your definition of tone is. I think that the best body is the one that's healthy. Okay. So, you know, and the definition of health can change according to different doctors. So, you know, those are things that you got to figure out for yourself. Again, this alternative culture, this wave, this frequency that we're on is about figuring things out for ourselves and taking responsibility for ourselves. We can't be depending on all these other men to tell us what is skinny or tone or what's healthy or not. We need to do our own research out there and figure it out on our own. Okay, take responsibility. CryptoZilla says he's in the zone. Dr. Berg says it could take weeks with some people. Indeed. And shout out to Dr. Berg. He's another doctor there on YouTube that talks a lot about the ketogenic diet, and he's helped a lot of people. So he seems like a legitimate source. Khalid says $2 fiat. Yeah, thanks for to Jay Shaw. He dropped $2 twice, so it's $4, and we've had other boomers throw $5 on it. So I appreciate it. Revolutionist looks like he's late. Good morning to the Revolutionists, or afternoon to you. You're out there in the UK. About ready to wrap up this broadcast, but I'm glad you caught us in time. Shout out to Revolutionists. Jay Shaw is looking like a loyal 300 soldier kaboomer. Indeed. Guys, make sure you're getting stronger out there. I don't want any weaklings here in the population. Derek McLean says, I meant health as in to live the longest, like a runner's body type. Yeah, but you know, a lot of those runners out there, Derek, they're weak and they don't have much muscles. And if you run too much, you could have mess up your joints too. So, I mean, it works for some people and it works for other people. I don't think that there's just one definition of health. Like, you know, what may work for some person may not work for the others. Some people have good results eating vegetarian while others don't. Okay. I encourage you to check out something that's called the gut microbiome, gut biome. Basically it talks about, it's a doctor. I forgot his name, Mr. Naveen. I think he's an Indian gentleman. But he talks about how most humans have different types of bacteria in their gut. And depending on the type of bacteria that you have in your gut, you may react differently to different types of foods. So that could explain why some people are booming with a veggie diet and other people are booming with a carnivore diet. Now, I haven't completely looked into the science or whatnot, but that definitely caught my attention. So you may want to look into that. Jojo Wave says he's hitting new PRs and increasing. Strongest I've ever been thanks to your lead champ. Congratulations, Jojo. I'm getting stronger too. So we're doing it together here, this crypto brotherhood. I want you guys to get stronger out there. I don't think anybody would disagree out here that strength is an improvement. If we can get stronger all around, our mind, body, and soul, that's a good thing. Revolutionist says Back goes live the 5th of November. Okay. Let's see what happens there with Backed. We do know, I think you were also sharing a December 12th is another date that we may want to look into. CryptoZilla says the worst thing that shocked me is how terrible MSG is, which is monosodium glutamate out there. I don't take none of that. Those are preservatives or whatnot. Sugar and monosodium glutamate will knock you out of ketosis and take you 48 hours back. Yeah, we don't consume none of that. Kaboom out there to Jay Shaw with his third $2 now. He got a total of $6 there in the population of the chat box. Thanks again, Jay. He says, can't believe my family is just getting to know me out there. And that's okay. You know, I'm not completely understanding what you're saying there, but, you know, you just got to be patient and, you know, just be patient out there. Hopefully things will get better for you. Crypto Stacks has seen a video that there are 0 studies on the long-term effects of immunizations. Basically, it's a money grab from big pharma. Yeah, I got to look into that as well. Some of the vaccinations and immunizations could be funny bunny. But I was actually talking about that to one of the crypto brothers yesterday offline. And while that may be true, you can't deny that some vaccinations have been good. So, you know, I don't think that everything's out to get the boomers negatively. But definitely there is some elements out there that could be a money grab for big pharma, indeed. Rafterman says, wow, Jay. Indeed, Jay, I appreciate you and welcome here to the population. I'm glad that you come out the shadows, drop a little comment out here. If your family doesn't get to know you, perhaps we can get to know you better out here and show you some love out there. I know a lot of boomers, you know, they don't have anybody to talk to when it comes to crypto or the things that they're focused on. You know, we congregate here online and we build with minds that are alike, that are being alike, and they're seeing alike. ABC out there. And hopefully we can tune into the same frequency and continue to uplift and self-improve ourselves and become stronger men for 2018, 2019, and beyond. So shout out to Jay Shaw for his gratuity in the population of the chat box. Y'all show Jay Shaw some love out there. Kaboom. Jay Shaw says he means I've been a boomer since day one. This crypto shit is his religion. All of you are my brothers. Shout out to Jay. Definitely a crypto brother here, a long gun sniper. Jay, drop comments. It's all love out here. We're here to help each other out. You know, Champagne is aggressive with the trolls out there, with the non-believers and those that don't come with respect out here because we're grown men. But if you're out here to build, to debate, and to become a better man, it's nothing but love out here. You don't have to agree with all of us. Just as long as we show each other respect and treat each other like family, it's all good. We are all part of the Nakamoto family, indeed, says Jojo Wave. Indeed. We are the family. Rafterman's agreed. It's like I've watched 20 vids on this, and it's like they can't understand what's written in the pronouncement. It says, I'm trying to follow Mac's statements. Okay. Until or unless the law is changed, their pronouncement spells it out. Google Notice 2014 to 21 from the IRS. It spells out crystal clear how to treat crypto for tax purposes. Not sure why there's so much confusion. Confusion amongst other YouTubers. I don't know. I mean, you may, want to talk to them. I'm not tuned into that. I haven't been doing the research, so I'm not confused. It's just that I'm not educated when it comes to taxes and crypto. I know that the U.S. changed their laws about crypto last year, and other countries are doing the same. And that may be the answer to your statement out there, Mac, is that so many countries have changed their laws that it's hard to keep up with. Josh said, are you a Scorpio like me? Without revealing what sign I am, I'll let you know that I'm not a Scorpio, but shout out to the Scorpios out there. Yeah, I mean, other YouTubers are confused, says Mac. Yeah, that's probably why, because of what CryptoZilla says. Since some of the countries keep changing the laws, it may confuse them. So, again, Champagne is not focused on that. I'm not I talk about crypto booming. I have nothing to do. Taxes are not booming to me. So, I'm not really into it. Anyone smart like CC who reads can understand it. Yeah, if you guys read, I haven't read it, so I just don't know. All right, guys, I think we've ran over our time out there. 58 minutes, approaching an hour here. It's been love today. You guys dropping comments there in the population. Jay Shaw came out of the shadows, dropped a couple fiat there, kaboomed on us. Revolutionist is here in the box. Jojo Waves here. CryptoZilla O is here. We got boomers that had dropped. I'm trying to find out. Scroll back out. Jay Shaw with the 2. Let's see if I can shout out. Queen's Races with the 3. Rafterman with his daily 2. Reed Mac with the 5. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm always humbled by any sort of love, even if it's a comment out there. I never thought I'd be out here leading the crypto maniacs to victory. So thanks again, crypto boomers. On that note, I'm going to let you guys go. Make sure you tune in to Champagne in the morning. You got to take it upon yourself to look out for me in the mornings, because chances are you're not going to get your post notification because YouTube is apparently funny bunny. But that's what it is. Shout out to Jojo Mac, CryptoZilla Sampler, CryptoZilla, Jay Shaw, Revolutionist, Jojo, and the rest of the boomers out there. I'm out of here. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.